guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I am reviewing Transformers Generations Hardhead. Now, this is not a Canadian reviewer episode, but I'm just doing a simple review for you guys because I'm kind of busy with Canadian reviewer. So I figured as of the time right now, I might as well just do a simple review for this guy. Anyways, let's take a look at the bio card quickly for you guys. There it is. Very nice. I like that. And then there's his little bio stuff, in case you guys want to know about that. And there we go. So anyways, here is Hardhead in his alt mode, and I gotta say, as an introduction to the lineup, like, this is my first Headmaster toy, and I will be calling these Headmasters, not Titan Masters, because that's a personal thing. But that's pretty much what they are anyways. But as an introduction to the lineup, I love this. I really, really love this. I don't know if it's because it's refreshing to see Generations kind of change things up from Combiner Wars. I mean, I didn't hate Combiner Wars, but I gotta admit, like, most of the toys were kind of the same. And I'm not talking about, like, the helicopter repaints were all the same. No, I'm talking about, like, every Deluxe was the same thing. But, I gotta say, this is very cool. And very fun, too. And I think that really goes with the Headmaster, and because it is something different. So I'm kind of playing around with something that I really didn't know about, and it's new territory and something like that. It's really cool. And I really didn't know what to expect. With the Combiner Wars, I kind of knew what I was going in, but with this is something totally different, and I love it. I really do. Now, let's take a look at Furos first. I love the fact that he's got painted eyes, painted blue eyes. Take a look at that if the camera will focus. Look at that, and the yellow. Just so cool. I love this thing. I love the molding to it. I love the fact that the arms actually click into place. Like, they actually have movement, but they actually snap into place. That's really cool. Very simple to transform, but I really do like it. And I love the articulation too, especially with the head actually being able to move. Now, that's mostly due to the fact that they wanted head articulation with the actual toy itself, with Hardhead, but that's still cool and awesome, and I love that. And what's also cool is, due to the transformation, you can just plug in Furos on the front there, and that's kind of cute. Now, there's other places where you can put this guy in. You can open this up, and oddly enough, there's a couple of pegs where you can try and plug this guy into, but he won't plug in forward. He'll plug in backwards because of the little tab right here. So I really don't get that. But you can seat him right there. You can also put this guy on. There's a couple of pins right there and right there. So that's pretty cool. Or you can open up the canopy itself. Let me move this out of the way. And he's got that little tab. It will actually go into a little section inside there. He will actually sit down, and you can close that up, which is fantastic. I love the fact that there's a little guy driving this. It's just so much fun, and it makes it feel kind of alive in a sense. I really do like that. Now, with the turret, you can move this up, you can rotate it and do whatever. You could also take this gun off. It's mainly just to kind of store everything together. It's not that big of a deal, but that can just easily be moved to the side. But the problem that I have with Hardhead is there's a couple of joints that are just a little too loose. Now, it's not so bothersome. The only thing that really bugs me is the feet, because they kind of fold down like that. But there's a point to where, like, it will just kind of collapse. Now, what's good about this is there's certain points to where everything can kind of rest, and it's not that big of a deal. He does roll. It's not the best with the rolling action, but he does have this giant wheel here that can actually pop off. Don't know why. They should have used a pin, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I really like it. Don't really get why it has transparent orange wheels, but maybe it's because they wanted to use more of this plastic. I really do like the paint applications. It's very simple, but it gets the job done, and I really do like that. Now, you can take this gun off and just have it like this. You could also replace the gun with this, or whatever you want to plug on, or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so here's Hardhead, complete without anything, no weapons, and no little guy. It looks really cool. I like it. I really do. I think it's well armored and everything just looks nice. But let's go ahead and go to the transformation. Now the transform Hardhead, it's actually very simple. The instructions, or not the instructions, the packaging says it's 12 steps. I wouldn't be surprised if there's less. However, it's fun. It really is. And it does actually remind me of Generations Warpath. Now what you're supposed to do is flip out the feet. And I like to bring these down and out of the way. I also like to bring that up and out of the way. Separate the legs from here, which holds the backpack. And lift this section forward like so. Bring down the legs, and this is something that I don't like too. They don't really plug in too well. They're very loose, not like the Combiner Wars figures where they actually snap into place, and it was really well done. This is just kind of like that, so I'm not a fan of that. Flip up the waist to cover that section up because he needs covering. Pull out the arms and rotate that down, and then the backpack itself will rotate down, and this little tab will go into here, and it actually holds everything in place pretty well. Bring down the arms, and the arms will extend out, and you can rotate the fist out. Do the same thing to the other side. And there you have Hardhead in his robot mode, and as you can see, he's missing a little something, a little head. Well, you can attach the weapons. I'm going to attach the weapons first, but what you can do with this is all the Titan Returns Deluxes seem to have this kind of weapon system where they have like maybe 2 weapons that can combine, and you could put the, sorry for the blurry camera, and you could put the Headmaster in, and you can get something to hold that. It's the 5mm port system, so you can do whatever you want with that. You can make Hardhead hold that, or something like that. You can attach it to the city transformer. Sorry for the blurry camera, don't know why it's doing that. But just a very simple gimmick. It's not huge, but I like it, because it's something that you can kind of play with. Now, when you attach this, this piece is on a slider, and you just want to move it to the side, so that gets out of the way of the head, and you could plug that on the top there. You could also plug this on here, or replace it with the green gun, or you can give that to his hand, which I like to do. And last but not least, you got the little head, fold that up, and that will plug in to the top here. It's a little tricky, but you can do it. And there is Hardhead complete. And I love this thing. I really do. Some of the joints are a little loose, but thankfully, it's not that big of a deal. The cannon, the joints on the cannon can be a little bit loose, but the cannon rests so nicely that it's not that big of a deal. And even when it does that, like, that's not a bad look. The head's a little loose, but it's not gonna, like, topple around. Like, if you do this, of course, things are gonna move, but if you just have it like that and want to get them into pose, it's not gonna do anything. And when I was concerned about the feet, they actually click into place, so that's very cool. I love the detail, too. Like, he's got some places where it could use a little bit more paint, but it's not bad. And I do like the paint applications. Good articulation, too. Like, really good articulation. I love the posability on this guy. Yes, his little green gun is kind of basic, but it's not that big of a deal. I like the gun. I like the turret, too. He didn't really need the little gun, but I'm okay with it. And I really like the Headmaster on him. It just looks so good, and it completes the figure entirely. I gotta say, this is the best introduction to Titans Returns I can think of. At least for a Wave 1 Deluxe figure, out of the 4 that came out, which is Skullcruncher, Blur, Scourge, and this guy, this is the best one to get, in my personal opinion. I think that he's fantastic. He's a lot of fun. Also, you can plug the Headmaster back here. The transformation doesn't affect this, so you can just put him in the back. You could also have a Headmaster in here, so that's pretty cool. And you can still plug Headmasters on these guys, so it's just a lot of fun. I love this. And it feels like an actual toy, because there's so much play value out of this. And you're going to have so much fun. Like, so many people are already bitching about Titan Returns. You know what? You need to get off your ass and get this guy, because he is fantastic. Once again, the best introduction from the Wave 1 Deluxes I can think of is Hardhead. Now, I don't have any of the other figures, but I can already tell that this is the best. For me, at least. Hardhead was always my favorite out of the four. Even though I've never gotten Hardhead or the other four, this guy was always my favorite. Like, I was always interested in this guy. And I'm so happy that this guy is such a good figure. I love it. I really do. And I highly recommend it to anyone looking for some Titan Returns figures. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all this fun. Dude, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.